So we want to use this new knowledge that Vue.js somehow attaches some CSS classes with our alert here. So back in the application, how do we do that? Well, we could use the transition like that and simply set up some styles with classes named vEnter, vEnterActive, and so on, because that would be the default. But typically, oftentimes, you override that. So let's say I here want to fade it in, therefore I add the name attribute here. Now, no colon at the beginning, because I don't want to dynamically bind this to some property, in which case I would need a colon, but I want to hard code the name into here as a string. So I can simply give it a name here, and I'll name it fade. What this means is that Vue.js will now attach fade enter active, fade leave, and fade leave active to this element whenever needed. So during the animation in or the animation out. So adding and removing the element. That means I can now set these classes up down there. Fade enter would be the one which is attached for one frame at the beginning. Fade enter active is the one which is attached for the whole add the element in animation time. And then we also have, of course, fade leave and fade leave active. Now, the important thing, and that is really important to keep in mind, is that Vue.js will analyze this CSS code, will have a look at it, and therefore determine how long the animation runs. Right now, it would see that the animation, well, doesn't run at all, which is why it instantly attaches and detaches it. It will automatically prolong this and give you the chance to really execute your CSS code here once you do start adding things here, which takes some time. Now, what things would that be? Typically, the transition property, where you animate the transition of some CSS properties, or the CSS animation property, where you set up a specific animation configured with keyframes. Now, I'm not going to dive deep into transition and animation here, because that is really core CSS stuff. Though, of course, you will see it being used by me in the next videos, where we will now set up such an example application. Actually, let's start with such an animation for the fading in the next video.